Hello all and welcome back. Another episode of The Last of Us for Noobs. On the last episode, we managed to clear everybody out. Still trying to find Ellie. We got separated at that elevator where I fell. And yeah, we're continuing on from here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Holy hell. We got a battle on our hands. Come on, Joel, you the man. Oh no, give it a gun. Hey, Ellie. Perfect fucking timing.
I shot the hell out of that guy, huh?
Yeah, you did.
You sure did.
I feel sick.
And you just hang back like I told you to.
Well, you're glad I didn't, right?
I'm glad I didn't get my head blown off by a goddamn kid.
You know what? No. How about, hey, Ellie, I know it wasn't easy, but it was either him or me. Thanks for saving my ass. You got anything like that for me, Joel?
We gotta get going.
Lead the way.
That's a tough spot to be in because you can tell, obviously, he was very, he's glad that she did it because obviously he would be dead at this point if she did not. But I think the reason that he's upset here is because he didn't want her to have to do that. He could tell immediately after she did it that it bothered her for her to have to do it. How she said, I think I'm going to be sick. So I think that's why, he is being kind of a dick about it, I guess you could say. He feels bad that she was put in that position, didn't want her to have to do it.
Sure, Joel.
And she's obviously very pissed off, rightly so, because, he can't even say, hey, you did good, you saved my ass. So, just kind of a strange situation here. Another comic book for Ellie. And I can see it on both sides, obviously she's looking for some vindication and some appreciation, and he's just, again, he's glad that she did it, but in a perfect world she would not have had to. He would have been able to handle that situation himself. So it kind of is what it is, but fear not, they do make up, make up, I guess you would say. Not that they're really fighting, but the tension is definitely thick in the air. So how in the hell are you guys doing? You guys managing to stay safe out there with everything going on in this crazy world we're living in nowadays? I tell you, you guys are rookies at this. This may be, the first time you've had to go through this.
Find that bridge.
Tell me where to go.
I hate this crap.
He can tell she's still frustrated. But, yeah, I consider myself a bit of a pro. At this point, I have been on house arrest, literal house arrest, for about a year and 3 months now. So, oh man, there is a full friggin' shiv and we can't use it. Damn. But yeah, and I told you guys that I would eventually share the whole reasoning behind me being on house arrest, but I'm not going to do it until we at least get a few more subscribers in here. I don't want to have to. I don't want to have to do it. First of all, I only want to have to do it once, and secondly, I really don't see a point in doing it if this channel isn't going to grow and flourish. And if it's, if it is just going to be like for my own personal, I'll look back on it later and just think, oh, it was really cool, I'm glad I did that, and I can watch it later, then that's all well and good, I mean, that's what it is. But if that's the case, then there's no real reason in me explaining why I'm under house arrest, because I'm really just explaining it to myself and those in my family that might have subscribed or watched videos on here from time to time, and they obviously already know the situation, so no real point of me going over any of that yet. I was kind of talking to my sister about this channel the other day, and she was like, oh, well, that's a good idea, like you're definitely funny enough to have your own channel and all this, and I haven't been as goofy on here as I normally am a lot of the time, and I don't know why, really. I guess it takes me a while to kind of loosen up, and even though I know that nobody is really watching these videos at this point, I kind of feel...
That's a backdrop. People would take their pictures in front of it.
Yeah, I know what it is.
A little smart ass.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. Why talk about it? Walk away.
That door looks like a way out. Hey, you see a way to get up there?
Nope.
But then she did bring something else up to my attention. She's like, well, you also have a lot of stories you could tell. Now that I do.
Damn, this is...
Have some near-death experiences, and hell, I've lived...
Sure you can trust me with that?
Ellie.
I've lived enough personal crazy experiences for probably 4 or 5 people's lifetimes.
There, how's that?
Let's go.
I lost my finger on vacation. I had to have it amputated my second day of vacation in Panama City, Florida. Had several near-death experiences. I'm not going to get into the rest of it. Let's just say I've been through a few things in my lifetime. Things that I would definitely think would be interesting to share. I'm just waiting to see if this channel actually becomes anything before I do that. I don't want to be talking to myself. So, like I say, if you guys will help me, I would really appreciate it. I just don't have a lot of connections out there in the whole YouTube world, or with a lot of younger people, that watch these kind of videos, as I myself am not the youngest pup in the litter. But that doesn't really matter for what I do, because hey, you're never too old to enjoy video gaming. I don't care how old you are. But yeah, if you guys want to help me get this channel growing, like I said, we're going to start having giveaways, cash, gift cards, maybe new cell phones, you name it.
Oh, shit. Keep your head down. Right now, I'm going to jump down there and I'm going to clear us a path.
What about me?
You stay here.
This is so stupid. We'd have more of a fucking chance if you let me help.
I am. You seem to know your way around a gun.
Sure.
You reckon you can handle that?
Well, I sort of shot a rifle before. But it was at rats
Sorta we'll have to do.
with BBs.
It's the same basic concept. Lift it up. All right, now. You're gonna lean right into that stock, as it is gonna kick a hell of a lot more than any baby rifle.
Yeah.
Go and pull the bolt back. Grab it right there. Just tug it. There you go. And as soon as you fire, you're gonna want to get another round in there quick. Listen to me. If I get into trouble down there, you make every shot count. Yeah.
I got this.
Cool.
All right. Just so we're clear about back there, it was either him or me.
You're welcome.
Huh.
Yeah, I should have known better. If you go through, you better make sure you get away. Right? I would have done.
They're all dead! They're all fucking dead!
What the hell's he yapping about? Take a breath. Who's dead?
The whole crew. The 76 lookout guys.
No idea how I didn't get seen.
All of them.
Shit. You talk to the boss?
Yeah. He wants everyone to hold their ground. Watch the gate.
All right. You heard it. Search the area. Do not let anybody through.
A few of the notable cool things I would say about myself. For one, I still am, but not quite as much anymore as I used to. I'm a professional tattoo artist. I've done that for about, I don't know, 10, 12 years now. I had a job that took me all over the country for a long time. I've been to like, I don't know, probably, I think I counted them up once before. It was like 35 or 36 of the 50 states. So I've done my fair share of traveling. I play music, have always played music. My dad was actually a pretty famous musician. He was in People magazine at one time. Played with people like B.B. King, what is her name? Coal miner's daughter, Loretta Lynn. Played with Loretta Lynn. Actually had a chance to be Loretta Lynn's full-time guitarist at one point and turned that job down. Alright, let's see if we can time this right.
Fuck me!
Oh. Get over, get over. Wasn't there something in here? Yeah, there's a note. You coming back here, buddy? How about you? Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. I can't tell you guys how many times I've played through that part on that hardest mode, because there is a way to get this all right. Like when I played through it that time, I completely went unseen, unheard, untouched. It was difficult, but it was one of those things you got a great feeling of like accomplishment afterwards. And when you sneak around like fucking Rambo and you're able to take out... Are you shitting me? Jesus. Oh, shit.
Watch my back!
Who? Holy shit. I'm definitely doing this the hard way. Who now?
You're dead ass.
Oh, shit. Shit. Who is taking shots at me? Yeah, there is a correct way to do this, I promise you. Son of a bitch.
All right, come on down.
Shit. But that's not it.
How'd I do?
Excellent.
How about something a little more your size? It's for emergencies only.
Okay.
Aw, He gave her her very own pew pew.
Now,
All right.
Safety's on. You know how to switch it off?
I do.
Just, you gotta respect it. This is not the...
If you guys think for one fucking second that I am just going to go on my merry little way and not loot and search, well, then you guys are just crazy, batshit crazy. So you will have to give me a moment. And I'm not being crazy by doing this because there is quite a bit of good loot around here. I got that shit in there. You've got quite a bit of shit upstairs. I wish that I had recorded my entire playthrough when I went through it on that very difficult mode. Because, for several reasons. First of all, it was very difficult and I will never do it again. So, that would be my proof that I did it. And also, you know, if I made a compilation of the really good parts, like you would think I was a fucking master at this game, because like I mentioned, I went through this entire thing, and as you can see, there was a lot of folks to kill, and especially on the harder mode, there was even more folks to kill. But I was not only able to kill them all, but killed them all without alerting each other, which was very, very, very difficult. As I had mentioned before, when you play through this on that mode, shit, I didn't realize I was going to take fall damage from that. When you play through this on that mode, it's a lot more difficult. You end up alerting other guys when you know, are trying to be real sneaky about shit. You end up alerting their guys more often than you'd like. I know which way to fucking go. I just want to find shit first. Yeah, I'll be there in a minute. I think I've about looted everything. There's one more little area. I don't remember there being too much in the way as far as just in the middle. How am I with my... So that's just a regular baseball bat now. My melee has worn off. Okay. That means I definitely want this brand new baseball bat as opposed to the one I was using. And I am going to search just super quick. I thought for sure there was more items. I knew there wasn't a buttload, but I thought for sure there was more items just like in the middle here. But maybe I was wrong, because it's not letting me pick up anything. Alright, fuck it, I guess. But yeah, I almost died in a car accident when I was young. End up breaking my back and my hip. Several problems. End up having to have steel rods and screws put in my back as a result of that. Nearly drowned in the ocean when I lost my finger. Very gruesome scene, blood everywhere. We were actually out on a pontoon boat. So I won't get into how, but I was actually legally dead once for about 5 minutes before the paramedics showed up.
Stupid chain is stuck.
And my kids, my daughters, had the unfortunate job of finding me like that and having to be the ones that called 911.
Good thinking.
So yeah, to say I've had a few experiences in my lifetime that were unpleasant and I've been through a few things, I think would be an understatement. I definitely feel like I've had enough life experiences
Help me open this.
for 3 or 4 people, you know. Been married twice, divorced twice. Actually, I'm technically not divorced the second time yet. I mean, it's pretty much a done deal. We just haven't been through the legal process of finalizing it.
All right, let's do this.
When do I get that third tooling thing? I'm not even gonna do anything yet until I get that. I need to find another toolbox and get that third tooling item so I can go to the next level of upgrades.
Busy couple of days, huh?
Whatever, man. Damn, no food, no pair of shoes. We got nothing. Let's go.
Man,
Ain't nothing we could have done.
I know. It's just... Oh, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's just get to that bridge.
I will go so far as to say this, and it's not something that I am the least bit proud of, but for the same reason that I am on house arrest with an actual ankle monitor on, I spent 6 months in jail, nearly 6 months in jail. Oh, that was really rough. While I was in there, I was put into shit. I was put into isolation in what they call the hole. And while I was in there, I actually fell, broke my wrist while I was in the hole in jail. Already a miserable situation became more miserable.
Just saying.
I spent 3 days in there
That was a compliment.
before I could get the police to check. I will say this, as much admiration and respect as I have for cops now, didn't used to, but now, and I will even go so far as to say correctional officers, some of them. There are some correctional officers who are bad apples who give the other correctional officers a bad name. And while I was in jail after I broke my wrist, I spent 3 days in the jail cell in isolation, begging and pleading for someone to please nobody's even here. I wanted to see that final attack note. I don't think I've ever seen that before. But I spent 3 days attempting to get somebody to please come take a look at my wrist as I was in excruciating pain. And I guess they thought that I was faking it. And so nobody ever came. And for 3 days, my wrist was just kind of dangling there. And ended up finally getting sent to the hospital, having it x-rayed. It was broke. Apparently you have two major bones in your wrist. I had broken both of mine and had to have surgery, had to have steel rods and screws put in it. And so yeah, that was a very unpleasant time. I mean, just imagine not only being in jail, which was miserable enough, and that's something that I totally brought onto myself, but at the same time, imagine having a broken wrist. And imagine not getting anyone to do a damn thing about it, which was very sucky. Okay. I don't think I have any more shotgun ammunition left. Yeah, I do. No, I don't. Not what I was trying to do. I don't remember where any of these guys are.
Joel, there's a guy up on that second floor, right there.
Let me actually get over here so I can see what in the hell is going on. I'm going this way.
Yeah, I see.
Around these guys. Be careful when you're doing this part because there are some booby trap bombs laying around. That motherfucker's got a helmet on. Oh yeah. If that motherfucker didn't have that helmet on. Yeah, if he didn't have that helmet on, that would have been a much easier kill. As it was kind of a bitch. But I could have technically snuck up beside or behind him and shot him in the back of the head with an arrow, and one shot killed his ass. But because of that damn helmet, alright, give you guys a second to read that. But yeah, I'm not trying to say, oh, I'm cool because I've been through all these things. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying I feel like I could offer a lot in the way of cool, unique stories that would be fun to listen to. And, you know, but I hope I have that chance. I hope I can reach a wider audience. And again, I'm not looking at it from a fame or even a money incentive, like, he's got a gun. Oh shit, I got a gun. Who's got a gun? Where are you seeing people? Oh, he's over there. Alright, one of you assholes is gonna have to go a different way. This motherfucker got a helmet on too. Oh, nice. Yeah, he can be alright. He gonna be alright. He gonna be alright, you son of a bitch. You got a helmet on, or is that just a ball cap? Like the fucking world's worst archer here.
What?
Alright.
Oh, I didn't comment. Thank
Can I have my air back, buddy? Thank you, buddy. You don't know what this means to me. Alright. So I am going to do a quick loot search. I know that's your guys' favorite. There's absolutely nothing in this world more exciting than watching me run around in circles gathering shit. So, try not to get too overwhelmed, because I don't want to get you guys' blood pressure up or anything. But the good news is there's not a whole lot of area to search. Pretty much that one building. I think there's another building over here in the corner, but there's not a whole lot going on in there. But yeah, through all of that, you know, throughout my entire life, there's been one thing that I've always enjoyed doing. One of those is entertaining people, talking to people. I consider myself somewhat of a social butterfly. One of the, you know, life of the party kind of people where I've been known to go in almost like a stand-up comedian mode inside parties. You know, I talk and talk and talk. Get people laughing, make sure everybody has a good time. But the other is playing video games. Always loved playing games. I mean, I can remember, well, I remember getting my first regular Nintendo system on Christmas Day, or on Christmas Eve. That's when we opened presents at my house, was Christmas Eve, right? So I got my first Nintendo system, and this was back in the day. Like, this is when it came out. If that gives you any indication without me actually coming out and saying it of how old I am. But anyway, I got the system for Christmas on Christmas Eve. So I stayed up, of course, playing it super late that night. The following morning, I called my best friend in the world, who was actually my neighbor at the time as well. And I said, dude, guess what? What's up? You know, I told him I got a Nintendo. Oh, cool. Yeah, I didn't get one, man. I got this and that and the other, but, you know, I didn't get a Nintendo. So I'm going to come over to your house. Is that cool? We could play it. Of course, yeah, come on. So Christmas Eve morning, or Christmas Day morning, I had this thing less than 12 hours, I guess. He comes over. He's over for,
Hey, get me up there.
I don't know, maybe 5 minutes. And somehow spills a drink, which gets poured all over my system. And it stops working. Well, luckily I had family coming over that day too, obviously, with it being Christmas Day. And my uncle worked at Radio Shack at the time.
Almost there.
He was their, I guess you would say, like a fix-it man. He would basically take items that people returned and claimed didn't work, and he would test them. And if they actually didn't work, because a lot of people would claim, oh, this doesn't work, and that's the reason I'm returning it. And of course, you know, he would come to find out that it worked just fine. Which is crazy, because you don't have to lie to him. You can just say, hey, I want to return this, you know. But apparently people would bring shit back and say, oh, this didn't work. And he would test it, and if it indeed did not work, then he would fix it. So he knew a lot about repairing electronics and shit. And so luckily, no, we're going to do this. Luckily, he came over that Christmas morning and somehow was able to open up my Nintendo, dry it out, get all the liquid out of it from where my bonehead best friend had spilt his drink on it, and get it working again. And I was so happy, like, and honestly, and I know this is terrible to say, but looking back on it now, like, I loved that system so much, and I was so looking forward to it. And I was extremely young too, so I was, of course, you know, immature. If he would not have been able to get it fixed, I don't know that I would. I'm still friends with that guy today, my best friend who spilled the drink. Yeah, I'm still friends with him today. However, if it had been a situation where he could not have fixed it, I don't know that I would be his friend.
Fucking truck.
It's all right, just keep your head down.
I don't know that I would have been able to bring myself to forgive him at that time. Alright guys, I've got to cut this episode off here. Thank you so much for joining us. We will be continuing from right here where we left off. This has been The Last of Us for Newbies. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, ring that bell, and share this and this channel with anybody you can think of. Help us grow the family. Thank you so much for watching again. I'm House Arrest Pro. This has been The Last of Us for Noobs. And until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.